Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's a good skill to have. I mean, once you figure that out, then at least you can have more winning trades rather than more, statements of why I wish I had entered or I wish I had,
Correct. Yeah.
and left the trade or things like that. So that's a question that we can tackle.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah,
Thank you much.
want to trade or even not at all. How about that? Yeah, want to let it slide.
Yes. Awesome. That's a great skill to have.
I think so. Yeah. Let's see what's happening with Obi. Obi, how you doing? Did I say that right? Obi, maybe. No.
Yes, doing good today.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Not a whole lot. First time catching up with you guys.
Right. Long time listener, first time caller.
Yes,
Kind of
yes.
Yeah.
So excited.
Awesome. So, what you been up to? Trading options, shares? What are you doing?
Well, I'm just transferring 2 options, so I'm just really going over it, probably for the second time.
Okay.
Don't quite understand it just yet.
Yeah.
But getting there.
Okay. Have you tried it?
But got back into it.
Got it. Options are supposed to be actually easier than anything else, I think. But that story could be told a few different ways. So
Yeah. I'm one of those guys that I like mastering things. So that's why I'm going over it again. I've got to master it before I feel comfortable. Pretty much got trading down. So I'm excited to put it together.
Got it.
Yeah.
So have you had any success or with what you've tried so far? Well, I mean, what kind of experience do you have on that?
Just trading and mostly luck. Mostly
okay.
luck.
So you've been lucky trading shares, right?
Yeah.
Buy
Definitely.
low, sell high.
Yeah.
Are you selling high, buying low, shorting?
I'm buying low, selling high.
That's it. Okay, just to buy directional, just buy something, wait for it to increase in value, and then sell it.
Yes.
Repeat and rinse, huh? Or rinse and repeat. Okay.
Yeah. Had a good week on SPY last week. Or week before. But this week didn't do really anything but watch the market.
Got it. Cool.
But I really enjoy you. Been watching you for a while, Eddie. I enjoy the way you explain, and I am looking forward to this new chapter.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Cool. All right. Welcome, everyone. This is Saturdays with Eddie. Today's Saturday, May the 6th. I think we're kind of off schedule, but I think we'll catch up on schedules again next week. So more than likely, we'll be meeting again next week. 6 + 7 is what? 13th, May the 13th, give or take. Yeah. So we've got a couple subjects here to talk about, knowing when to enter the trade or when to trade or when not to trade. And then since we have a nice mix of experienced versus inexperienced traders, we'll try and answer questions on both sides, and you guys can guide me in terms of what you want to talk about. It's kind of an open kind of mic deal where you can stop me at any time. It is not rude to stop me. If you've got the question right on your mind at the time, it's okay to just find a good stopping point and ask. This is not financial advice. This is all for educational purposes. The intent here is to help you get ahead on your options or start trading options. Or if you're already trading options, then trade them a lot better with more consistency. That's what we look for. We look for consistency. We look for correct implementation of the fundamentals. We also look for rules, risk management. Yeah. So no point in making a whole lot of money and then losing it in a few seconds or a few minutes or whatever. So I think one of the questions here Emily asked is how do you figure out when to get into a trade and when to get out of it, and at the same time have absolute confidence that it is going to do something. And she gave an example here. She gave us a stock to work with. So let's take a look at this one. She's going to take a look at Home Depot, right? I think Home Depot is that right? That's what you said, HD. Is that about right, Emily?
Yes.
So,
Perfect.
so she's looking at Home Depot, and it looks like on May the 16th, we have some earnings. That's 10 days away, so we're not too worried about that. And she claims that it's got some nice movements up and down. That's exactly what we want. Nice movements up and down. What's the ATR on this bad boy? ATR on this is about $5.89. That's okay. So the way we trade is we look for clear buy zones or clear sell zones. That's the way to do it. And if you understand the concept of where that buy zone is or where that sell zone is, then you can plan on that and forget about the intraday movements. I think the intraday movements are what confuse a lot of people, especially if you're doing a swing trade. So if you try to trade a swing as though it's a day trade, you will fail. And the reason you will fail is because if we go into the lower timeframes, and I think this is what confusing a lot of people, if you go into the lower timeframes, then you've got all these up and downs, and you're like, what's the right time to enter? Is it here? Is it down here? Or it's changing direction. What do? I already entered the trade. Now I'm losing money. What's going on? So we're not going to trade on the 15. Instead, we're going to stick on the daily time frame, and we're going to see what the projection is over the next few days. That's what you want to do. So Emily, when you're planning your trades, instead of planning it for a day or two, think in terms of what do you think, or where do you think the price is going to go over the next 1 week or 2 weeks? The way you can easily tell is by looking at the daily candles, and you recognize that one candle represents 1 day. So if, for instance, if the price were at 300, how long did it take price to get over to 285? So I'll let you answer that question for me, Emily. How long do you think it took for the price to move from 300 to 285?
It looks like 5 days.
About 5 days, right?
4 or
If we
5
count
days.
4 or 5 days, so if we count, it's as simple as counting the candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And that's that's how come it got to 285. And let's look, when it was 285, the last time it was at 285, how long did it take to get to about 300, right? So assuming that this is day 0, yeah, took 1, 2, went down, did nothing on the next day, went up to 294, 95 maybe, and then around here it reached to, shall we say we hit 300? Is that close enough? 299 is close enough? I think it's close enough, right? So counting those days, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It took about a week. So 7 days in trading is about 2 weeks, because there's only 5 days in a week. What I'm trying to say is that if your projection, when you were at 285, your target is 300, then you need to know how long approximately it's going to take to get there. And if you count and see that there's an average of 7 days, 5 days, then that's why we go for what, 45 to 90 days, knowing that the trade is going to mature in about a week or 2 weeks. That makes sense? So
Perfect sense. Yeah.
So what you have to do now is figure out, where are we going? So you may have the perfect trade, but if you're going the wrong direction, you're going to lose big. Because if you get your call here at 285 for 45 to 90 days, thinking it's going to go up, but instead it goes down, then you're going to be hurting pretty bad, right? So we learn to read the charts and look for events that can help us out. Events such as We've had a a long downtrend. Now we are on an uptrend. Where's that silver lining, and what do we need to do to get to that silver lining? Are we going to shoot for that, or are we going to shoot for half of that? And I think you and I have had a couple sessions, Emily. So you know what my style is, right? We don't go for the gold; we go for the silver. Is that right?
Yep.
So you do your calculations. That way you can enter confidently, right? You can enter confidently and then not have to worry about what happens next. Yeah, you don't have to worry about what happens next. Of course, you have to have a stop loss. So stop loss is critical. It's not optional. You have to have a stop loss. The stop loss should be something that you can recover quickly. Quickly means maybe 1 or 2 trades, preferably 1 trade. So there's 2 conditions for deciding how to put your stop loss. Number 1 is if it is too big that it is going to destabilize your account, it is not a good trade at all in the first place. Yeah, that should tell you that if your stop loss has to be something like 20% of your account. Let's say you have a small account and you decide, in order for me to take this trade, I have to put a stop loss of, $500 so that I feel safe, so I don't get stopped out. But if you do get stopped out at 500 and now your account is at 500, it wasn't a good trade in the first place. Does that make sense? Or whatever your account is. So if you have a small size account, then there are strategies that you can take to trade small and still win big, right? By winning big, I don't mean a whole lot of dollars. What I'm talking about, my idea of winning big, by the way, is consistency. It means that if I am targeting $100, $200, then I'm getting that $100, $200. That's winning big for me. Yeah. More times than I'm losing. Right. So big win does not necessarily mean dollar-wise. It does not mean that you're winning that you're making $10,000, $1,000, 15, whatever. That's not what that means. What it means is that you're executing your strategy correctly, consistently, and with great success. If you're getting these maybe 7 out of 10 times, then you're doing very well. And the 3 times out of 10 that you're not successful, it's a controlled loss, meaning that you lost a small amount of money and it is not going to destabilize your account. So you have to think about that carefully. So that's the number 1 when you're thinking about your stop loss. The number 2 when you think about stop loss is relative to the reward. You have to think in terms of say you're expecting to make $300. Would a $300 stop loss make sense? The answer is no. Right, that's a 1-to-1. Instead, you want something like maybe a 1-to-3 or 3-to-1 or 2-to-1. At the very worst case scenario, 2-to-1. So if you're expecting to make about 300, maybe a 150 on the higher side is your stop loss. You're basically saying that you're not willing to lose more than you can potentially get rewarded for. So, Emily, what do you think? Is this answering your question? Is it helping at all?
Yes, and very much so. I think the what I was really not doing was calculating the time that it would take to accomplish what I expected it to do, if that makes sense. So I was looking at where it was and where I thought it was going to go, and then losing interest because I had not really calculated specifically when it should be where I think it's going, if that makes sense. So, and when you had asked me that the days that it took to get from one point to the next, I was looking at going down instead of going up, right? So, and that is a difference. It comes down oftentimes more quickly. So yes, this has been really helpful in me setting like more reasonable time expectations.
Absolutely. I mean, time and time again, they tell us that a goal without a time frame is really not a goal. It's just, wishful thinking, right? When we set goals, we also set a time frame and say that I want to go to, or I want to achieve these. I want to buy a motorbike, and I want to do these by the fall. I want to buy these by October. Now, I'm not saying go buy a motorbike. In fact, if you buy a motorbike, that's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea. Let me first check. Anybody ride motorbikes over here? No?
Not me.
Yeah, you guys are smart. Don't ride a motorbike. Yeah, thing has got 2 wheels. I mean, they totally lost the concept. Different story. But yeah, if you're buying something, you've got a goal and you're saving towards it, you've got a time frame, then that's a solid goal. And you can keep reminding yourself. Another thing that you can do is set alerts for certain events. Let's say you do take that trade at whatever 285 or 289, and you're looking to go up. Maybe set an alert for when it reaches a particular point and you decide, I think I'm halfway to my profit target. Evaluate, is it still doing what it's supposed to do? Because in general, stocks go up and down, share prices go up and down. That's what I'm saying. And the up and down may be temporary. Yeah. Don't look at the ups and downs during the day or in a less than a 1 day time frame. That's going to drive you nuts. Yeah, because if we know how to read a candle, and I think we do, for example, on this green candle, the last green candle, which was yesterday, we know the price opened down here, went all the way up here. At one time, it was down here, right? So it's got the 4 areas the 4 main areas of the candle, right? The open, the high, the low, the close. So you know that it's going to fluctuate in between that. If your thesis is that it can do that, every other day, whatever, and keeps going up, what you're looking for is, if your thesis is that it's going to go up, then you're looking for higher highs and higher lows, meaning that it is consistently going up. If that's not happening, it's time to exit the trade. So you also have to know when to cut the trade if it is not working in your favor. And remember, you don't always have to wait for your stop loss. You can look at market conditions, hopefully understand them well enough, and decide that you don't want to be in that particular trade. It's okay to do that. Very, very okay to do that. So yeah,
Very
Dora says
helpful.
that,
Yes.
cool. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Silver is the new gold. I like that. Yes. Cool. Let's see. What any other questions we can? So for those who are, if you haven't traded options, what is the thing that scares you the most? I'm interested to know what is it that scares you the most? What gives you that pause? What is it? Nothing. You guys are fearless, man. Fearless. Well, I'll tell you what, while you're thinking about it, my greatest fear when I started trading options is I kind of knew that when prices are going up, I should buy a call, right? As a matter of fact, I wasn't even that sure whether I should buy a call or even sell a call. I knew that call was in the mix, right? That I knew that. Prices going up. In my notes, I had price going up, calls. What I hadn't written down was, do I press the ask or do I press the bid? That makes a big difference what you click on to execute the strategy, right? So that's at the very basic level. For me, that was, when I moused over the options chain, it said buy and the other one said sell, and for the life of me, it never made sense. Another thing that never made sense to me is why the options chain why the options chain was arranged the way it was. Yeah. Prices at the very top, they were in decreasing level or increasing level. It never made a whole lot of sense. So the question we're trying to answer for people who are not trading options, what is that block? Because I think I can help you unblock that. What is that area that you're struggling? Patrice, she has a question about a trade, but I'm not sure how to leave it or if I have to leave. Albemarle. Maybe you can unmute yourself, Patrice. What is Albemarle? Is that a stock, or what is that a place? What is it?
It's a stock.
Okay. What's a symbol?
ALB.
ALB. Okay. ALB. It looks like I might have even touched it. Let me go ahead and.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing with it. So let me clear my screen here and tell me what are we looking at here? What happened?
So I bought a call because I think that day we were talking about getting in, not in the middle of the trade, but at the base, the actual support of the trade. And I think I got in at support.
Yeah.
The only thing is, so I got in and it made that little candle with the long, very long tail. I think, is it that one? Yes, the last one.
The last one. So yesterday is when you got in?
No, so I got in at the first green one on the 4, yes. And then it hit the way I wanted it to with the second green one.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I am not sure if to leave, how to leave. Am I trading this properly? Feel free to guide me here.
Okay. So the way to help you out is to ask some questions. First off, we understand that you bought a call. Is that right?
Yes.
Meaning that you were expecting price to increase in your favor.
Yes.
What strike did you choose and how many days to expiration?
I think I chose a strike of 175.
Okay, so
and expiration June 16th.
Got it. So June 16, 175 strike. So that was it's right now it is considered in the money.
Right.
And if you bought it 2 days ago, so shall we say that you paid what, about $13, $12? How much do you remember how much you paid for it?
About $12.70, I think I paid for it.
$12.70 is good. All right. So you're up in profit right now. That's the deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that, or are you just guessing?
No, I knew that, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, should I get out? Like,
Okay.
what's the best call?
All right. That's the question. Should you get out? I think that's what you're saying. That's the conundrum here. We're trying to figure out. I think your question is kind of similar to somebody else's here. They know when to get in and they're not sure when to get out. So I'll ask you, what was your plan, right? When you got in at the 170, and I'm assuming you got in at the 170s when price was around 170-ish, give or take.
Yes.
And you got the 175 strike is what you're saying. And did you have an idea of how much you want to make or where you're going to make your profit? Let's walk through your plan.
So I don't know if it surpassed it, but I'd hit my 60%. It was 183.21, but I think it surpassed it. So I'm wondering, I'm like, should I get out? I think I made something. So that's
so you were expecting price to go from 170 to 183.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it sort of surpassed it.
Okay. And did you calculate to see what the premium would be at that point?
I think the premium would have been a little over 600.
So if it,
sorry,
you mean $600 in profit?
$600 in profit, but I think the premium at the time.
Well, we can work backwards. So let's think about this backwards, right? So if you bought it at $12.70 and you are expecting to make $600 in profit, $600 actually represents how much in premium? Do you Are you familiar with that?
Yes, yes.
So that's what, $6?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you bought something at $12.70 and you're expecting to make $6 out of it, your take profit should have been at how much price?
Hmm. Hmm. Not sure now.
Okay, well, let's look at it another way. So, Patrice, you ever sold lemonade?
No. Yes.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yes,
But
yes.
okay, so if you costs of lemonade to make the whole lemonade is like $2, and you think you're going to make $1 on it, how much should you sell it for?
Cost $2 and I'm gonna sell it for $1.
No. You're going to
Oh,
make $1
I'm gonna make
profit.
$1.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm paying twice as much.
Well, your total cost to make the lemonade is $2, right?
Right.
And now you have a customer in front of you and you think, this customer looks really nice. They have a nice suit on, but they're pretty hot and they could use a drink. And you think, I'm going to make $1 out of these guys, right? So
Right.
how much are you going to sell this lemonade for?
Well, if I'm gonna make $1, sell it for 3.
Sell it for $3. Okay, I like that answer. So it's as simple as that. It's no more complicated, is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. So how did you get to 3?
Well, if I'm gonna make $1 in profit,
Mm-hmm.
that means that, and I've put in $2,
Right.
then it's, for me, the math was just 3
It's
minus the 2 so that I could
exactly.
make the $1. Yeah.
Exactly. So really it's you want the total sale needs to be $3 so that you can put back your $2 where you got it from,
Right.
and you're left with a $1.
Not $1, yes.
Now let's go back to stock. So you spend $12.70, right?
Right.
And you want to make $6.
Right.
So how much should you sell it total so that at the end of the day, when you return $12.70 from where you got it, you will be left with $6.
Would I have to sell it at like 18?
18 flat.
Maybe
You're
a
trying
little more?
you're trying to make $6. It's math. It's not subjective. So you have
Right,
to do the
right.
math.
I would probably have to make sell it at 18, I think.
Just 18 or
Could be more.
no.
No?
Not could be more. We're trying to make $6.
Oh, you said no, more.
Yeah.
So maybe 20?
Not maybe.
Oh,
No. Not
actually.
the actual, it needs to be crystal clear in your mind how much you need to sell it for. It's not
Okay.
guesswork.
All right. Oh, wow.
You bought it or you spent $12.70.
Right.
You're trying to make $6.
So then I would have to sell it for way more. If I'm trying to make $6,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to sell it for way more. I guess my issue is, will it even get to that point?
Well, we already solved the lemonade issue. We said that if we spend $2 and we're trying to make $1, the math was 2 plus 1.
Right.
So I really need you to understand this. The $12.70 and you're trying to make 6. What should the math be then?
So I'm adding the $12.70 plus the 6.
Which gives us what?
It should give us about maybe 19, in the mid 19s.
I don't know. Hey,
almost
Patrice,
20.
you got one of these? Where's my camera?
Not the calculator.
Do you have one of these?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's use it.
Okay.
Let's use it. Just
Right.
you got to use it. We can't get past this.
Yes, I hear you.
Yep. So 1270 plus 6 is what?
So that should be 1870.
1870 is about right.
Yeah.
It is not approximate 1870. It is not approximately 19 or 15 or 18. It is 1870, right?
Right. Yes.
You need to know that. You need to understand that very, very clearly. Otherwise, you're just winging it.
Right.
So
and I don't want to do that.
And you don't, yeah, you're in business unless this is play, and
No,
I
it's
know
not.
it's not.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that you have to know how to make the money in your business plan. You have to know how to make that money. Yeah. So is it kind of helping here that you know that you need to make 600, and which is actually $6 in premium?
Yeah.
And so if you bought it for $12.70, then you should have an order to sell at $18.70. Now, did you have an order to sell at $18.70?
I do have an order to sell.
At how much?
And my sell looks, it looks really low.
What is the number there?
If I'm looking at the mark, it says
Not the mark.
No,
The
it's
mark
not.
is telling us where the price is at the moment.
my order to sell, I think, was at not 1270. Hold on, I'll tell you, because I had it. My order to sell was not 1410. Not sure now.
So you're on, what are you on? Thinkorswim, is that right? Or
Yeah,
are you
Thinkorswim.
Thinkorswim? So if you go over to your monitor,
Mhm.
and you go into your, I guess if you go into your working orders, do you have something inside of your working orders?
Working orders, yeah, 3.
Okay, and then you should have something in there that is corresponding to the ALB.
So I have, of course, the time, place, the buy, sell, the strike, the call, and I have base.
What's under the column called price?
Price, I have 1270 limits, and then I have $1.49 stop and base 6.86 limit.
Okay, that doesn't sound like what we're looking for. I might have to you share your screen. So there's, I think there's 2 issues here. But one issue is obviously calculating how much potential profit and when that actually happens. The other issue is knowing where to go and look to see whether you're making money or not.
Right.
And also where the order is and to make adjustments. Does that work?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's don't you worry. That's a common thing, right? That's a common problem, right? It's a big problem, but it's one that is solvable. And once you solve it, then you will be able to trade more confidently.
Yes.
Right now, what you're doing is that you're fighting with the platform.
Yeah, to some degree.
Yeah, you're fighting with Thinkorswim because you don't know where to look and how to interpret what you're looking at.
Right.
So let's fix that. Are you comfortable sharing your screen? Is this in Sim or is this in live?
Sure, this is in Sim.
It's in Sim. All right. So I'll have you share your screen, and maybe it's going to be a good teaching moment here for us.
See if I can share.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Okay.
There we go. So you're sharing your screen now. Good.
So if you notice, I have
okay. So you've got
I've got this is what it looks like.
Okay, so the order to enter the trade has not been picked up yet.
Right. Still waiting.
So you're not inside the trade.
I'm not in it.
No, you're not. You're not inside the trade yet. And the reason we know that you're not inside, how we know you're not inside is because it's still a working order.
Right.
Right. So for those who are new to options trading or any kind of trading, it is synonymous with when you're on the drive-through line at Starbucks, right? You shout through the microphone that you want that latte, but you haven't gotten to the window yet.
Right.
Yeah. So, in real life, your order is in working status. You haven't received it yet. So this is what's happening to your order. You've got an order to buy 10 of them. Did you actually mean to buy 10 of these?
I don't think so. I think I wanted 1.
Okay.
And I put 1, so I'm not sure why 10 shows up.
I think you put 10.
Oh God. 110.
I'm just calling it like it is. You put
Yeah, no, I see. Yeah, I saw it too, and I was like, I didn't put 10 because I literally maybe I did update it, so maybe
maybe you meant to buy 10.
no. Right then.
Okay. So just to point it out. So this is the section that I'm looking at. Oh, no, wrong tool. Let me see here. Go that. And yeah, so this is what I'm looking at. That green line, that's the first
Right.
one, which is the to buy, to open, right?
Yes.
And you did have a limit here of 1270, so you remember that one correctly.
Yeah.
But you're not inside the order yet. It is still waiting to fill. You probably missed that opportunity.
Oh man.
So it doesn't sound like you knew that, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay, we'll figure out how to know whether you missed that opportunity or not, right?
Okay.
But when you place the order and it is in working orders, the way that you know it has been filled is because this line moves from working orders and it goes into filled orders.
Right.
Right? Pretty simple. Those words are pretty standard. They don't mean anything more than they say. It's simply working orders, field orders, canceled orders, that kind of thing. The only one that might be a little confusing is the rolling strategies, and that's a topic for something we can talk inside my class. But once your order is filled, then you'd go into it would go into the field orders right here. Okay.
Right.
Also, it looks like, what's your time zone, by the way?
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern time. So you were trying to do these at around midnight. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He said, "Don't do that." Oh Lord.
This is going to be fun. So
Yes.
around midnight, on the 5th.
Yeah.
What day of the week was the 5th? Today is
That was Friday.
That was Friday. So Friday around midnight, or Thursday, just Thursday midnight-ish, going into Friday morning, you were trying to buy something.
Right.
Okay. No, we don't want to do this. We're gonna change some habits. We're not gonna trade at night, first and foremost.
Oh,
right? Yeah,
no.
we're not gonna trade at night. You are going to trade when the market is open.
Okay.
Market, and you understand when the market is open, right?
Yes. 8 to
Okay.
4, 8 to 5.
I'm sorry, what time?
I said 8 to 4, I believe. There we go.
You're on Eastern time, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
So another thing, I'm repeating this, is just for people who are new to options trading and they may not know when to trade. So 9:30 a.m. Eastern time to 4 p.m. Eastern time, those are the times that the options market is open. Anything outside of that, you can still put the order in, but it will not be filled until the market is open.
Okay.
So we're going to fix that. You're not going to trade at night. The reason I don't want you trading at night is because you don't have an idea of what the current price is at that time. In fact, the prices that you see are going to be the last trading days prices, and they're no good. They're only good until 4 p.m. Eastern time. And then in the morning, things change. Yeah. So you have to make your decisions based on how things look like in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah. And not super early in the morning, because you want to do a swing trade. You want to look at these, around 10:30-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. 10:30, especially you. You. You know why you?
Because Eastern Standard Time.
No, because I want you to be sure of the direction of where the stock prices are going. And if you look at the market at 9:30, it's very confusing, even for experienced traders, right? But around 10:15, 10:30, the market will have told us for sure where it's going.
Okay.
There's no more guesswork for that
Right.
day. Yeah. Could you click on that icon that says chart at the very top of your screen?
Now it's just, hold on 1 second. Go to chart.
Mm-hmm.
It's right up here.
Yep, just click on it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you? Yeah.
So
there we go.
that's
Good. So this is and you're on looks like you're on daily, which is great. In order for you to, well, this is telling you many things at the same time. It's got your order information there. That's what that green bubble is.
right.
And then the one below it is your stop. The one above it is your take profit. The one that says LMT
Right.
in red. But I think we need a deeper discussion for you to understand where to get in, how to get out, and how to plan all of that.
Right.
So maybe since this is deeper than it looks like, how about you and I get together? Why don't you figure something out? I know you've taken my class,
Yes.
but there's quite a few things missing here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to have a deeper discussion.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And Fasting Monday, call TOS and ask them to fix your delayed data.
Oh, it's delayed?
It is delayed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you see this? Do you see what it says over here? There, delayed data.
Yes. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that needs to fix. That needs to be fixed. And it's really easy to fix. They can fix that while you wait. It's kind of like when you go to the eye doctor, they fix it while you wait. Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't catch that, did you?
I know. Yes. No, right?
You can stop sharing now.
Okay.
Cool. That was fun.
Yes. Thanks, Eddie.
Hey, no worries. We'll help you out. So a little note about my teaching is that it doesn't really matter what level you come in at. Anybody can get this. It just needs a bit of, there's some patience involved. There's a bit of practice, well, a lot of practice involved. But for as long as you're willing to put those two things in and open your mind to correction, open your mind to something new, it's like a language, right? Try teaching me how to say something in Japanese. I have no idea, right? But I can't question it because I don't know. Yeah, until I learn it and practice it, then I know, oh, well, you said this is how you say hello in Japanese, but I'm hearing everybody else say something different. Then you can question it. So keep your mind open. It's going to come naturally to you. It's not easy. This is a skill set that's not easy, but we can break it down in a way. Sounds good? Cool. Let's see. Do we have any other questions? Today's going to be short, by the way, guys. I like that picture there, Selena. I like the artwork on that. Did you draw that?
Actually, it's a painting. Thank you.
You painted it, or?
Yeah, it's acrylic oil paint.
Nice.
Yeah, they're prints for sale. Anyone interested?
Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. I don't think we had any other topics here. But one thing maybe to just plain commentary is market has been a little rough. I don't know when it was never not rough, but it seems to be rougher than normal. And group I was talking to the other day they were a little concerned that SPX is not treating them right. And I'm like, tell me something that's not new, that's new. But yeah, stay away from S&P 500 if you can. Go easy. Try to do the swing trades. There's a method to do that. Come to my class. We'll help you out. Ask the questions. Don't be afraid. There's no damn question, by the way, guys. It has to be. You have to ask it in order to be helped. So, cool. Right. I am out of topics today, unless anybody else has something else they want to talk about. Next week, I think what we'll do is go into instructional mode. We might talk about spreads and how to get into them. We'll split it into two. Have a basic session, have an advanced session. But I think I want to get into teaching mode next week on next Saturday. So yeah, cool.
Hi, Eddie.
Yeah. Hey, Claude.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Great. Could you recap on what you were when you were discussing what you consider successful trade? You didn't equate it to profit, or whatever, but you had some things that you put in place, and once you achieve those, you consider it success.
Yeah. So when you're inside of a trade, but the way that I work is that I follow the candles, and I'm not usually looking at the P&L. A lot of people look at the P&L, the profit and loss, to see, am I up $100? Am I up $200? Or am I down? Whatever. Instead, what I do is I look at the candles and the projection just to follow to see, is it going in the direction that I thought? Is it doing what I thought it was? Otherwise, if I follow the P&L, then that's very, it causes me to make irrational decisions, because I'm going to see, I'm $500 up. I probably need to get out. I'm $300 down. I should have been out already, stuff like that. So I like to draw projections, and I'm going to use, let's see what I can use. Maybe I can use SPY. How about that? Or no, maybe I'll just use whatever's on my screen here. I will use ALB, Albemarle. And trying to figure out how to share my screen again here. Number 3. There we go. Okay. So this is what we're looking at. If I got into this trade like she did, let's say 170, and I'm looking to get out at the 183, if I'm going to monitor this trade, I'm going to be more concerned with, am I hitting my target, or is the candle hitting my target? She should have been out. If she had gotten in, then that would have taken her out with the profit that she expected. Well, we did. Let me just verify that. 183, 170, $13 times 0.5. Yes, she would have gotten. That was definitely a good trade. Definitely a good trade. Should have gotten about $650 if she had got in at the 175 strike when the price was 170. It was definitely a good deal. So what I'm looking for in a successful trade is, first off, is the formation working in my favor? If it is not, that is usually my first clue that no, it's not going well. All right. Second, successful is, did I get in at a price that is not decaying almost immediately? So we know that if you're doing 0 DTE, your price starts to decay right there and then. But if you have a longer term swing trade, say 30, 40, 45 days, then you know that the theta is not going to be working at your premium aggressively. So you want to pick first and foremost a good strike in the money, slightly in the money or deep in the money, and you also want to pick an appropriate number of days for the security that you're trading. That last part is important, because if you're trading indices or indexes, then you are obviously going a shorter period of time, but if you're trading regular equities, then you're going a longer period of time, a longer period here referring to the days to expiration. So there are many factors that contribute to making a successful trade. There are even more factors that contribute to making it an A+ trade, which is what we normally go for most of the time. We try to go for an A+ trade. They don't happen a lot, so we end up taking an A trade so that we can keep going. But when we get an A+ trade, we hit it really hard. So, Cloud, you should join my class so that we can talk about that some more. Help you get some of those A+ trades. How about that?
Yeah, I agree. The only reason I have not is it doesn't work with my work schedule.
Got it. Well, I got something coming up where you can buy my class and take it at your own pace. That's coming very, very soon. So you can watch a ton of videos. You can follow the classes from fundamentals, skip everything that you don't need to learn, go all the way to advanced, and rinse and repeat. And in the meantime, make some money. So watch out for that.
Thanks, Eddie.
Sure. All right, guys. Well, I am going to drop the mic here since it's going to be a short Saturday. And if we have no other questions, we'll call it a day. Sounds good?
Thank you, Eddie.
All right.
Thanks,
Adios, amigos.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks,
Thanks, Eddie.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Thanks a lot, Eddie.